Hello, this is Mrs. Robinson from your school library. Today I'm going to walk you through creating your Noodle Tools project for your research that you're getting ready to do for your English class. We're going to look at some databases that you can use for your research and how to create your note cards and your works cited. So as I'm walking through this with you, please make sure you go ahead and pause the video wherever you need to do the steps that I'm kind of going through with you so you can keep up with me. So what we're going to start with first is we are going to create our Noodle Tools project. So to do that, you're going to go to noodletools.com. So Noodle Tools, if you've never used it before, is a research platform to keep note cards, all of the sources you use. It creates your works cited page. You can use it to create an outline when you're done with your research. So basically one place to keep all the research that you will be doing. So it is something that we pay for through the district. So to log in, you're going to click on the blue login button up here at the very top. So I'm already logged in. Let me log out here real quick. Sign out. There we go. All right, so once you click on that blue login, you're going to come down here and click on this Google G icon. You're never going to put a personal ID or a password in right here because this is something we pay for, and so it's tied directly to your school email address. So you're going to click on that Google G. Now, if this is your first time using it or your first time this year going into Noodle Tools, it's going to ask you a few questions to set up your account. So you're going to navigate through and answer those questions. So you want to probably pause the video right now, answer those questions to create your account. And when you have it all created, your main page should look just like mine, except right here in the middle, you won't see anything. It'll be all white. So go ahead and pause the video and do those steps for me now. Okay, so you should have your Noodle Tools all set up. The first thing we're going to do is create a new project. So go up here to the right and click on the green New Project button. Right here, you're going to, your project title, you're going to put in your last name. And then you're going to put ELA3 Witt Final Project. We're going to use citation style MLA, and we're going to use advanced. And when you have all those done, you're going to click submit. So if you need to pause the video now and do those steps, do that now. All right, so once your project is created, you should see it right up here at the very top. So you probably only have one project. You can see I've done many projects with classes, so they're all listed down below. So if you do several, you'll always see them all listed here. So with our project, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cite your Great Gatsby book. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that project title to open up the project. Over here on the left, you'll see we have a new menu option. We'll see our sources. So as you're researching, your sources will be listed on this page. When you take notes, you can click on note cards. This is your note card view, and you will see your note cards all right here. So we're going to click on sources again, and we're going to do a new source. So up here at the top, green button, new source. We're going to cite your Great Gatsby book because that will be used for your research. So we're going to click on print or in hand because that is an actual book that you actually have a copy of. So I clicked on new source. I'm going to click on print or in hand. Then over here on the left, we're going to come down here and we're going to click on book. All right, so for books, all we have to do is type in their ISBN number. So an ISBN number is a unique number for each book. We call them UPC symbols. That's the thing, they scan at the grocery stores or wherever you buy things. So we're going to click right over here to the right of where it says ISBN, and you're going to type in 978-07432-73565. So if you need to pause the video, go ahead and pause it, and you're going to type in all of those numbers, and we're going to click search. All right, so after I clicked on search, it came up and it said, okay, this is what we came up with that ISBN number. So you should see the Great Gatsby, author, who the publisher is. You're going to click on that to highlight it blue. We're going to click on import selected source. And it's going to change to this screen, and it's going to tell you review each field carefully because you are responsible for what you're citing. So you want to kind of scroll through here 9 times out of 10 it's correct. There's nothing you need to change. But if you were doing like college research, something very technical, you would really want to double check and make sure this was all correct. But we're just going to click on continue. And then it's going to put all that information in there for us. And then we're going to come up here and we're going to click save. And then you will see right here, it has saved that citation for your book. So you have cited your Great Gatsby book. So when you're ready to take notes from the actual book, we're going to come over here to the right and click on new note card. This right here is your note card. So there are 3 main sections. Over here is where you could copy and paste, which we'll use when we look at the databases. Over here on the right is where you paraphrase or summarize in your own words and where you put your original thinking. So over here on the left, maybe there is a quote I liked on a page. Let me just find one here real quick. So I'm on page 35, and maybe the quote I am interested in is, "The only crazy I was when I married him. I knew right away I made a mistake." So maybe that's the quote I'm going to use. And I'm going to put the page number I found it on. It's page 35. So then if I need to refer back to it, I know where that is. So that's the quote I want to use, the direct quotation. So I'm going to type it in there and include the page number. Over here in your own words, you're going to explain why did you choose that quote? Why was that important? Why is that important to what you're looking at, what you're researching? Maybe I'm researching trauma, and maybe knowing that I married him, that affected the trauma I had in my life. So I can tie this to the trauma experienced by, I don't know if this is the correct character or not, but I'm going to put Catherine and see her name there. So maybe that's why I find that important. Under my ideas, how does this fit with what you know? What do you wonder? What can you follow up on? You can see it's all written right there. Maybe now I need to research effects of trauma on maybe divorced people. I don't know, maybe that ties in somehow. All right, so left-hand side, your direct quotation. Paraphrase, why is this important? How is this, why did you pick that quote? Why did you pick that part of the book? And then your ideas down below. And the last thing you need to do is come up here and give it a title. So I'm going to call this Catherine Trauma. Oh, I spelled trauma wrong. So you can always come back and change note card titles. As you do more research, you find better titles to use. But once you fix that, then you're going to click Save and Close. And you will see now, to the right, next to these orange squares, the number 1. That means I have created a note card from that book source. You're going to probably have several note cards from your Gatsby book. So when you're ready to do another one, you're just going to click New, and you're going to create your note card, and then you'll click Save and Close when you're done. So as you're working through here, if I click on Tabletop View, you will see your note cards all piled up here. So this is my one about Catherine and the trauma she suffered. I can change the color. I can create piles as I create more note cards, but you will all find them. You'll find all of your note cards right there. So that is how you're going to use your Great Gatsby book. Now, when I'm ready to do some more research, maybe I'm ready to go look at databases. I want to look for some literature criticism. So I'm going to leave Noodle Tools open, and then I'm going to navigate to the Shawnee Mission East library page. So the easiest way to find that is to Google Shawnee Mission East High School and go to our high school page. Under Academics is the library page. And this is where you're going to find your databases. So I would recommend going ahead and bookmark that page. So click on that little star up there and bookmark it so it's easy to come back to. We're going to click over here on databases. On this database page, we have them categorized by content area. So you'll see arts comes up first. We have ELA, science and social studies. Over here on the left, if you click on this PDF, this is the database passwords. So as you're working through and using the databases, from time to time they'll ask you for a password or a username. You always want to use the ones that are listed here because these are databases that we have paid for you to use. So these are the usernames and passwords you want to use to access them. So just remember, if it ever asks you, that's where you find the passwords. I'm going to click on ELA. Listed here on ELA, the top 4 databases: Literary Reference Center, Gale Literature Resource Center, Gale Literature Criticism, and Bloom's Literature are all LitCrit databases. So they're going to contain articles with criticism to do with your novel. I'm going to start with Gale Literature Resource Center. So I'm going to click on that. The password for Gale databases is Lancers, all lowercase, so LANCERS. Click sign in. All right, when you get here, up here at the top where there is a search bar, that's where you're going to type in the title of your book. So we're going to type in The Great Gatsby. We're going to click search. All right, so what's going to come up here, because this is a novel that's well known, you're going to get an overview. So this right here is just an overview of the book. So if I click on that, this is the whole article right here that talks about the novel. Up here at the top, you can see you can change your font sizes. You can have the article read out loud to you. They give you more articles over here on the right that you can look at. But let's say you've looked at this, you've kind of scrolled through, and it looks like a good article you might want to use for research. The first thing you want to make sure you do is you want to cite it. So up here at the top, you will see this Cite button. We're going to click on Cite. It's going to automatically open up an MLA formatted citation, and we're going to export this to Noodle Tools. So you're going to click on Noodle Tools. It opens up this new window, and it's just saying this is the citation we're importing. Make sure you have your correct project selected, and then you're going to click on Import, and you will see there's a green bar that says this source was imported into Noodle Tools. So I'm going to close that screen, and then I'm going to come back here to my article. And let's say this paragraph, these 4 sentences right here, I think are really good. So I'm going to highlight these and copy them. I'm going to come back here to my Noodle Tools, and I'm going to refresh it. And then I'm going to click on Sources. And now I'm going to select, this is the one I just imported from Noodle Tools. So I'm going to do a new note card from there. I'm going to paste that information that I just copied over here on the left, because that's the information I want to take notes from. You only want to copy and paste probably 4 sentences maximum. You obviously can't copy and paste a whole article into one note card. You could do several note cards over that same article. So no more than 4 or 5 sentences over here on the left-hand side. So again, over here on the right, this is where you're going to paraphrase or summarize the information over here. Why was this important? Down here on the right, what does this make you think? What are some other things you might want to research? Up here, I want to give my note card a title. Maybe this is more about, let's see, flashbacks. Looks like it says something about flashbacks. And maybe it was about Catherine's flashbacks. Now I'm going to click Save and Close. So now I see there's a number 1 next to that. I've taken 1 note card from this article on Gale. Once I'm done with this article, I can go back to the previous page. So this is our main page. They give you other related subjects over here. But if you scroll down here a little bit further, you will see right here are literature criticism articles that tie to Great Gatsby. So I can click on that title, and it's going to open up that article for me to look at. If it looks like something you're interested in, remember you're going to cite it first, and then you could do a note card. I can come back here to my sources, and you can see there's a video, Here's more primary sources and literary works I can use, topics and overviews, all different information you can look at. The other thing you can do on this website, I'm going to go back to the main page. Let me go back to the beginning here. So I'm back here at the very beginning. So before I type anything in, if you scroll down here to the bottom, there is this thing called a topic finder. So I'm just on the main page of Gale Literature Resource Center. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on Go to Topic Finder. And I'm going to type in The Great Gatsby. I'm going to click Search. So this topic finder creates a visual of all sorts of things tied to the title of The Great Gatsby. So it took The Great Gatsby and it found all these other things. Are you talking about life in The Great Gatsby? In America, the movie, Careless Peoples, Sarah. Maybe I want to look at F. Scott Fitzgerald. So if I click on that, then it narrows it down more. Do you want to look at essays he's written? Do you want to look at J. Gatsby? Do you want to look at articles about the American dream? But also, along with that, as I click on these, over on the right, it opens up actual articles. It's showing you articles. So I'm looking at the American dream. Here are articles about the Great Gatsby and the American dream. So if you're having trouble narrowing down your topic, this is a good place to go to help you narrow it down. You can also change it to what's called a wheel view. So this is the wheel view. Same information, just a different visual for you to look at. So again, that was just on the main page. So right when I logged in, right down here at the bottom, go to Topic Finder. So let's say you've cited your sources and it's now a day later and you want to come back and you want to look at that article in the Great in Gale again. Over here on the left, you will see there's this little square that looks like it has an arrow. And if you hover over it, it says View in Live Page. That will take you back to that article. So you don't ever have to go back to that database and find that article again. Once you've cited it, it's saved right here in Noodle Tools for you. So that's pretty cool too. All right, so I'm going to go back to that library page and back to the databases, back to ELA. So that was Gale Literature Resource Center. Gale Literature Criticism is only LitCrit. So if I click on that, it's going to look very similar to the one we just looked at. I can type in The Great Gatsby again. Again, here's that overview again. And then right here, if you click on See All Literature Criticisms, you will see here are the literature criticism articles. And here's that topic finder. It shows up in a different place here. But here's that topic finder again that you can use. So that's another literature criticism database. Bloom's Literature was probably a really good one to use with The Great Gatsby. We call this one the oldies but goodies. It has the novels that have been around for quite a while. So this is provided by the state of Kansas. So I clicked on Bloom's Literature. I'm going to have to come down here and I'm going to have to click on it again. It takes you to the state library page first. So I'll just click on Bloom's Literature again. And up here at the top is where I would type in the Great Gatsby. So this automatically defaults to reference work right away. If you want to look only for criticism, you want to click on criticism. Just like the other one, I'm going to click on the title to open it. Here is that article again. Up here, you can print it if you want to. You can download it and save the article if you want. Here's where you're going to cite it. So you'll click on Citation. It's very similar to what we just did with Bloom's. You're going to click on Export to Noodle Tools. So that's how you would cite it if you wanted to save that. I'm just going to go ahead and cite it. So I have another citation in there. So there, I got that citation in there. Here's information about that article. It actually has table of contents. Here's some different tags, so other ideas of some things you can look up as well. So Bloom's Literature is another really good one to use, especially for The Great Gatsby. So that was the, get back here. That was the fourth one down. So Bloom's Literature. Literary Reference Center is just another great one. So all four of these would be great for literature criticism research. So once you've done your research over your novel and you're going to start looking up topics, so maybe I'm interested in how trauma affects people because trauma was involved in The Great Gatsby somehow. I can use what's called Academic Search Premier. So I'm going to click on Academic Search Premier. This is just a general database. So again, that took me to the state page. So I'm going to click on Academic Search Premier. And this is where I'm going to start searching. So maybe I want to research trauma and divorced women. Maybe that's what I'm interested in. I'm going to type that in. This is going to bring up articles over here. You can see the titles. Now this is talking about divorced women in Kashmir. So you'll notice it's going to pull information from all over the world. So you're going to kind of have to look through that. You also need to remember that databases are not like Google. So we know we can go to Google and we can type in a whole question and it will find whatever we need to know. Databases don't like questions. They don't like all those words. They like key terms. So that's why you want to use specific terms, specific words that you're looking for. The one thing you have to remember about Academic Search Premier too is you need to come over here and click on full text. That way you have access to the entire article. Some of them will only have abstracts or summaries of articles. So you want to get full text. You can change the publication date. So maybe you want something more recent. I can change that, maybe 2018 to 2022. And then if I see an article I'm interested in, again, you're just going to click on the title. Then to see the article on this one, you're just going to scroll, oops, this is just an abstract. Oh, there we go. Find this article in full text. A lot of times they'll just give you the information right here. And you will find the article over here on the left by clicking on the title. And that will actually open the article for you. So just remember that's where you need to go to find that article. Let's see, citations. Cite is right over here. So just like before, we're going to click on Cite. And that will take you through the steps to send it to Noodle Tools. When you start to do your general topic research, that's when you're going to really have to watch your key terms. So probably starting with trauma and divorced women was probably a little too narrowed down. So I might want to just start with traumatic events. Maybe that's a good one. They give you some good ideas when you start typing things in. So as you start researching, that's where you're going to have to really play around with your terms up here and come up with ideas. And when I'm back next week, I'm more than happy to help you guys come up with key terms. That's kind of the hardest thing I think to do when you research is coming up with the right words to search. So make sure as you're starting to get started on that, come and see me and I can really help you with those key terms. All right, so that one was, let me go back here to the library page. That was Academic Search Premier. My favorite database, I think, for everything is called Gale Science and Context. So you'll have to click on the Science tab, and this is it right here. And I know it says Science, but it has information about anything and everything you could probably want. So I'm going to click on that. You'll have to put in Lancers, all lowercase, for the password. But up here I'm going to type in, I'm just going to do trauma again and click on that. So I typed in trauma. Here's all of my search results. So here's all of the articles about it. Here is that topic finder right here. So if I click on Start the Topic Finder, it's going to take that word trauma. And this might really help you kind of narrow down what you're looking for. So trauma is pretty broad. So maybe I want to look at trauma and let's do mental health and maybe anxiety disorders. And then you'll see over here the articles kind of open up as you click on that. So that topic finder is going to really kind of help you narrow down what you're looking for. But this one, if you look at, you click on the title to open up the article again. Here's that article. Again, your citation's right up here. So if I want to cite that, I'm going to export it to Noodle Tools. I'm going to click on import. And then it's going to be sent. So I can come back here. Remember, you always have to refresh after you've sent a citation. So now you'll see all my citations in here. So again, you have the live link back to the article. You're going to click on New to start a note card to take your notes. And then you're always going to save and close. So just to kind of a refresh, because I know I've kind of gone over a lot of information, we're going to always go to the database page right here. Remember, your database passwords are all here if you need them. ELA is where you want to go for your literary criticism, your literature information, your data on the databases. Academic Search Premier is kind of the general topic search when you're looking for that information to tie in that part of your novel to a specific topic. And then Science, Gale, Science and Context is that one I just showed you that I think is probably the best one for your general research. All right, so as you kind of start working through, remember you can come back and refer to this video if you have questions. Also on the library page, let me show you. Oops, went too far. Right here under this Noodle Tools, this will take you to a bunch of PDF guides that help you, like how to create a project, how to do a citation, how to create a note card. So as you're working through and you can't remember, this is a little slide right here that tells you exactly what to put on your note card. Back here, research tutorials. This is full of all sorts of other information, using databases, another video, so you can always refer back to those too as well. But like I said, when I come back on Monday, I'm available to help you guys, and you can just come into the library or I can come into your classroom and we can work together to get your research started.